Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome, race fans, to PitStop TV. Hayes Booth joins me on this evening. Trey Shuttlesworth is on our social media coverage. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV, and this is PitStop TV's live coverage of Cross Series League racing. As we know, you have many options to watch some racing action. We thank you for choosing PitStop TV and doing so with us this evening on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. One race down since joining XSLR mid-season, we bring you to the virtual Eldora Speedway in New Weston, Ohio, for our first sprint car event on the season. Once again, as we take a look at the, early XSLR, early 2021, XSLR schedule, there we go. You can see this schedule is really broken up into stages, segments, if you will, where we run pockets of oval racing, pockets of dirt oval racing, then pockets of dirt road and into road. So as we begin kind of the second phase, if you will, almost the second segment of our second segment, the back 2 weeks portion of our dirt oval portion of this schedule, things are completely changing. There's really no comparisons that can be drawn between the dirt straight stocks we raced the last 2 weeks and the dirt sprint cars this evening, Hayes. So again, with very little to apply from the last 2 weeks here on the dirt oval side, going from the lazy Bodie street stocks to the 360 sprint cars, it's a massive adjustment, especially somewhere as fast as Eldora.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking at the schedule here, I mean, it's such a big variety of things that they're going to be racing this season. First race with the sprint cars here. So, coming off of the street stocks, those things drive completely different. They're a lot slower, they're a lot tighter than the sprint cars are. So, I mean, not really sure what to expect here tonight. I feel like this is a very unique schedule. You got your open wheel oval racing, then you got your stock car oval racing, then you go to dirt oval, then you go to dirt road course. You know, just a great variety that we have here. But yeah, I mean, I think really, you know, first sprint car race of the season, I think anything can happen.
And of course, the schedule fits the name. Cross Series League Racing. We'll even have Formula Racing cars there for a race at Spa towards the end of the schedule. A lot to look forward to here with XSLR. That's why we're so glad to be bringing this series to you here on PitStop TV. Qualifying underway here at the Eldora Speedway. Before we take a look at those, well, at the times, we'll take a look first at our points coming into this evening. Adam Thompson comes in now on a 4-win stretch. I'm trying to think. 4-win streak. There we go. 4 wins in a row consecutively for Adam Thompson. That is insane in any respect. But the fact that he's done it in 2 stock car races and now 2 dirt street stock races, completely polar opposites there again, much like the street stocks last weekend. The sprint cars this evening, very different race cars, very different situations for Adam to grab those wins. Jerry DiPiero, he comes in second place, but over 40 points back despite his 1 race win on the season. Mike Sorum over 50 points back, and it really strings out through the rest of the top 10.
Yeah, it really does. You can see, you know, out through the rest of the top 10, we have you can see Robert Schwinkler. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but we have him 65 points back there. Then you have James Truitt rounding out the top 5, 75 back. Then you have Clayton Elborn there, 78 back. Tyler Coates, 79 back in the 7th position. And then we have Chet Diranek in 8th, 86 points back. James Howitt in 9th, 96 back. And then 2 points behind him, we have Gary Ennis rounding out the top 10, 98 points back.
I mentioned qualifying was underway. Qualifying is actually now wrapped up, and we have our first heat race lineup on the evening. We'll have 3 8-lap heats. That'll give us, 4 transferees per heat, so that gives us 12 cars already locked into the feature from just heat racing. Then we'll have a 30-lap B main. Let's take a look at our lineup, though, for heat race number 1 here at Eldora Speedway. Adam Thompson, no surprise, on pole. Fastest qualifier, Robert Schwinkler will roll off to his outside. Rolling off on the bottom side of row number 2, though, Tyler Coates in the 407 with Gary Ennis coming in 10th place in the points. He will roll off 4th place in heat number 1. 5th here in heat number 1 rather. James Truitt in the 22 car and Lucas Finko to his outside. The back car, the final car in heat 1, it's going to be Scott Benavidez in the 82 machine. So, 7 cars ready to go for some 8 laps this evening. Again, we're going to have a maximum of 3 heat races to set up for our B main here in a little bit. That will send 3 more cars to the feature, and then, well, it gives us 15 cars for a 30 lap feature at the Eldora Speedway. Again, this is race number 1 of the sprint car portion of our season, but this is race 7 actually. Only the second one that we've covered here at PitStop TV. So glad we're bringing these guys to the channel and be able to cover their racing week in, week out. So as we get ready to get rolling for our first green flag of the evening, again, Adam Thompson, the man on top. It's going to be hard to unseat that 244 from the top of the scoring pylon. We'll see who can do it here in the first heat, the first portion of racing that we have for you this evening from the Eldora Speedway. We have a green flag. We're going racing. And across the stripe to complete lap 1. No surprise, Adam Thompson leads it, and Schwinkler close behind. It's going to be Coates now up into 3rd, and is into the 4th spot. He's got company, though. James Truitt in that 22 car, starting to look low of him, but he's got company as well. Lucas Finko working the bottom side, and you'll see Hayes, especially with a very fresh racetrack. Oh, and massive contact, and they're just piling in.
Man.
Oh, my gosh.
And that was a little bit of an ARCA break moment there. 2 cars flipping there, but this is a heat race, so they're going to stay green. Adam Thompson able to pull away with a little bit of a lead, but not much one over Schwinkler. About 2.5 tenths back. We'll see if Schwinkler's got anything for him as we come to halfway here in the heat race number 1.
So that was easy to sort out the 4 that should transfer on from heat race number 1 because they've pulled away. They were the ones not involved in that incident. The 07 of Finko now in the way of our leader, Schwinkler, in the dangerous 235, having a dangerous moment down the backstretch and will just barely get by. Now Tyler Coates will be the next one to have to contend with this lap car. Lap traffic always difficult on dirt, but this is a bit extra.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a battle here between Coates and Annis for the third position. Annis going to get a little bit held up by that lapped car. Back up here towards the front, you can see Thompson continuing to put in good lap times. Got about a 0.4 of a second lead now over Schlenkler. I'm not sure if Schlenkler's going to have anything for him.
Out of turn number 4 to take the white flag. Thompson, 1 lap to go, 1/2 mile left here in heat race number 1. You can see how tacky the racetrack is, kicking up some dirt. The groove is very low on the racetrack still. We'll see that change up throughout the evening. But in heat race number 1, it's all 244. Adam Thompson takes the race win. It's going to be Schwenkler, Coates, and Annis taking the top 4 transfer spots. And it's Benavidez, Finko, and Truitt, the back 3 here in heat number 1. And we'll wait for this heat to kind of, well, peter out a little bit. Wait for this session to come to a close. There we go. And it transfers over to the, well, second heat race of the evening then, Hayes. We have an all-new lineup of 7 more cars to look through. Let's take a look at them now. Starting in the first position, it's going to be none other than Mike Sorum, bottom side of row number 1 for heat number 2. Well, Jerry DiPiero right there, second in points, going to be second here in heat number 2. He will roll off on the outside of row number 1. Starting third in heat 2, it's going to be Danny Chandler in the 13 car, Clayton Elborn to his outside. The third row of heat number 2 going to look like this: Chet Duranic in the 420 car and Jimmy Howitt in the 37. And the final car in this second heat going to be Tim Walker in the 77 machine. So 7 more cars ready to go the distance of 8 laps here at the Eldora Speedway. That's 4 miles for these heat races, and we saw things really change up in that first go around. Hopefully things a bit cleaner around the transfer spot.
Yes, sir. We'll have to see what happens here. I think the first heat race probably didn't do much to change the track up, but this one might do a little bit of a better job. This will add up to about 16 laps between all these cars, on the track. So we'll see if that changes it up at all for the third heat race after this one. But I think right now we're going to see about some of the same stuff.
Well, the good news is, that heat race kind of just brushed the loose stuff off the racetrack. You can see where the groove has kind of formed so far, and it certainly worked its way down the racetrack for sure. It was a very green racetrack when they started that first heat, and you can see the racing groove very, very low. And I think these sprint cars are going to keep it that way through heat racing. It's going to be interesting once we get to the 30-lap consolation to see how that B-main kind of changes the racetrack. Obviously, that should start to give us some dry dirt out there. But coming to the green flag, the second green flag on the evening, it's going to be Mike Sorum with the race lead, and we're back off and away. To take the first lap, it's Mike Sorum in the 69 car, Jerry DiPiero in second place. I don't know why I said third. Third place goes to Danny Chandler right now, as Elborn's starting to falter down the backstretch. This is lap number 2, coming around to complete the second lap of action, and we've got a fight for the race lead.
Yeah, you can see there, here comes DiPiero, just putting in a good time there, about a 14 flat, trying to see what he can do with that number 69 machine of Sorum, about 0.3 of a second behind him as we complete lap number 3. He's continuing to try to, he's continuing to run good laps at 13.9 that time. Actually, no, that was Sorum. I'm sorry. Sorum continuing to run good lap times, continuing to try to build that gap up.
Just watching DiPiero continue his pursuit of the 69 car. The Pink Panther out there leading the field. Danny Chandler, he's starting to get some company here from Clayton Elborn. These are the final 2 transfer spots at the moment. And there's even a battle behind them with Howitt and Duranic side by side across the stripe. We'll take lap 6.
Yeah, here comes Howitt on the outside of Duranic. He's going to get a good run there down the backstretch. Duranic going to try to make a little bit of a slide job move there in 3 and 4. Can't quite make it work. The speed definitely seems to be on the outside lane. But up here you can see the 19 trying to get up to the 13 of Chandler to get that third position.
Elborn starting to falter, coming to the white flag for Mike Sorum. And Elborn, he's out of fuel. I think he underfueled his race car. So Howard's going to promote himself up to a transfer position. Now we've got a true fight for the transfer. We'll stay on this as Mike Sorum's going to exit turn number 4 and win heat number 2. It's all Duranic on Howitt, and Howitt's going to come across. He's going to finish 4th place and will keep himself in the fight. Now, assuming we have more than the necessary cars to eliminate, basically, we should be talking about that transfer spot in its correct context. We'll see exactly if we have a 3rd heat momentarily, and I think we should have a 3rd heat, depending on car count. I actually didn't get a look at things before we went into the heat portion of our evening, so we'll wait for the session to climb on over. No. Look at that. So we're straight into warm-up. So we only have 14 cars this evening, and what that means is we've actually skipped the B main because it is then not necessary to set the field for the feature. That's the way iRacing treats that kind of thing in heat racing format. So we're actually going straight into our 30-lap feature just like that. Heats, done and dusted, consolation, never happened.
Yeah, so that's actually, it's going to kind of speed things up here a little bit, so we'll see these drivers here in warm-up can try to get the track, packed in a little bit more, get a little bit more grip in maybe the top line. We'll see what they can do here, but they're gonna, this warm-up gives them a little bit of time to get some extra practice in here, and I think those heats were just the beginning. I don't think they quite have it packed in yet.
What an epic backdrop here, Eldora Speedway. iRacing's done a great job with the ambient effects. Even just the sky here in the sim, this just looks fantastic. And makes it a great night for racing here at the Eldora Speedway, virtually anyways, as I'm sure these guys are still pretty chilly here in March. We can actually take a look at our virtual weather this evening. 83 degrees in the air, 74 on the track. Granted, it's dirt. Very, very calm winds. This would be a fantastic time to be at the racetrack. I really wish I was actually there. This would be amazing weather for some sprint car racing. I can tell we've reset the track once more. We've got a very loose, very wet track surface. This is going to be interesting, setting these guys out on such a green racetrack. It's not worn in at all. They're starting to break it in a little bit, move some of that loose dirt up the racetrack and pack the good stuff down. We'll see how we start the feature. This is very interesting. Usually with sprint cars, you want kind of slicker racetrack. We're not going to have that.
Yeah, and something, back on the detailing that iRacing has put in, this is something that I've always found to be really cool that I haven't, usually talked about. They don't just go out and, scan the surface of the track and that's it. They add so much detailing, even to the outside of the track. You can look out, see the fields and everything. They add so much detailing to try to make it as realistic as possible. And, I think that's an extra bit of effort that I think iRacing really, deserves a lot of credit for. Everybody over there does a great job to make this as realistic for us as possible, and it definitely gives a whole new feel to this.
It certainly goes a long ways. Other things that go a long ways are, well, going to include our partners here with the XSLR. Cross Series League Racing, and those being Dangerous, a top 3D visualization and, sorry, I messed that up. Let's reset on that. Dangerous is a top 3D visualization firm specializing in high-quality 3D product, CAD, package rendering services, and photorealistic product visuals. They specialize in automotive subjects and have extensive industrial and consumer product design experience. Let them help you visualize, promote, and communicate your designs. Visit their website at dangerous.net, spelled just like you see on your screen, Danger, USS, dangerous.net. And then, of course, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, a non-profit, volunteer-fueled organization dedicated to finding cures for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and improving the quality of life of children and adults affected by these diseases. Donate at www.crohnscolitisfoundation.org. And actually, we have that on the broadcast because that there was a donation made in the name of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation by one of the league members. I actually don't recall who it was. I know Adam had told me before we went into all of this, but that was a donation was made to the league just to get that on there. I think that's a really cool story for us to bring up. Of course, Nexus Fabrication, you can see that top left of your screen, provides custom medical I'm on a roll this evening, boy! Provides custom metal fabrication and manufacturing for commercial projects, residential projects, custom projects, signs, furniture, repair work, etc. Check them out at Nexus Fabrication on Facebook and Instagram. They've got their tags up at the top left. Also, Laketown Creations, that custom builds heartfelt creations using wood and other materials, family owned and operated. They could turn your vision into reality. And Allied Esports, running Wednesday through Friday. Allied Esports hosts a trio of series on some of America's best short tracks, paved and dirt. Find Allied Esports on Facebook by going to slow myself down. www.facebook.com/Allied Esports Racing Series. Cars already on the racetrack, formed up to take a green flag here momentarily. And it looks like we might even be doing so this time, no, next time by. So we'll quickly burn through this grid here. And it's going to be Adam Thompson, of course, up top. Then Mike Sorum starting third. It's going to be Robert Schwenkler, then Jerry DiPiero. Tyler Coates going to roll off fifth, then Danny Chandler in sixth. Seventh going to be Gary Annis, then Jimmy Howell in eighth. Ninth going to go to Scott Benavidez, Chet Duranick in 10th. We're going to keep going here. Got to be quick. Lucas Finko 11th, Clayton Elborn 12th. 13th going to be James Truitt. 14th going to be Tim Walker. And that is your 14-car grid. Just in time to go green flag racing. We got 30 laps on the, for the distance, 30 laps on the docket. And we will turn them loose. This time at a turn number 4. 360 sprint cars, 14 of them, gonna get ready to go green flag racing. They're off and away. We're racing at Eldora. Already some contact down the back stretch, and that's going to bring us a caution flag on lap number 1 at the Eldora Speedway. We've got problems for one car. It looks like it's going to be Scott Benavidez already down into the pit lane. What do you say we take a look back, try and find out exactly what goes wrong for him? We saw it in that shot at the start of the race, and, we'll see exactly what happens again. Hey, it's lap 1. This is going to happen.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he moved up a little bit to avoid one of the guys coming up quickly on his inside, and that just got him up the track in front of, I think it was the 007, just got him out of shape and just couldn't quite hang on to his car. He spins it around into the inside wall.
We'll take another look back at things here. This is going to be off the start of the race once more. And watching the white 82 bottom side of the racetrack, he's got the 07 of Finko to his outside, and yeah, Benavidez just kind of slid up and then slid right back down and actually crossed Finko to his inside and then made some contact, and they had kind of a lazy little spin down the back stretch to give us our first caution flag of the evening. Now, I don't believe, we're not counting caution laps this week. A stark difference to last week at Lima Land. This is going to keep these guys racing a little bit longer. It's going to give these guys an opportunity to get some green flag racing in. So that's why you're seeing as well the timing and scoring is moving all around, because these laps aren't being counted. iRacing doesn't really know what to do with that information sometimes, so they'll jump around here a little bit, but we are coming to the second green flag then of our feature event here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. Thank you so much for joining us here at PitStop TV. I know it's been kind of a big, quick thing to get right into feature racing before 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, but hey, we're ready to go back at it. Lap number 2, starting with Adam Thompson taking the green flag. And out of turn number 4, for the second time this evening, Adam Thompson stays up top. A single file restart, Hayes, getting us underway much, much more cleanly.
Yeah, you can see Coates ran a little bit of a fast time there. These guys, this time, he's going to be...
Oh, we've got a massive accident.
A couple of guys flipping there over in turn 2.
Duranick, Chandler, and Benavidez all in this, it looks like. Definitely, Duranick and Chandler still stopped once we were able to find them in turn with you. This is going to be a big, big accident. And we'll take a look back at what happens to... Let's see, I think it was definitely Chandler and Duranick. So here's Chandler, top of the racetrack. He comes down. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not 100. It looked like he was, his car was unstable entering turn 1, and he just kind of got a little too sideways, I guess, went down the track, and when that happened, that guy came on and hit him, and man, that was a hard hit too.
They made some contact on that before, and it looks like Chandler's right rear suspension's broken here. The way the car is listing over, there's a problem with that race car, and it's just completely out of control. And oh my gosh, nowhere for Duranick to go. Someone else just kind of comes through and cleans them out. But man, Danny Chandler, he had a whole lot of problems off of that restart, and unfortunately is going to halt us once more here at Eldora. I mentioned all of the XSLR partners a little while earlier before we took the green flag. I also want to mention that these broadcasts are brought to you by some great partners here at PitStop TV as well. Of course, Tucson Sound Art, your picture, your music. Make sure to use promo code PitStop TV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device. And by Race Pace Setups. Use that Discord link at the bottom right of your screen to join their Discord server. It is a donation-driven setup shop and coaching service all in one. Work with Tyler Campbell, a real-world race engineer, to pick up pace before your next race at Race Pace. There we go. These broadcasts also, of course, brought to you by Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, where you deserve the best care that money can buy. Go to that link down bottom right, permanentmakeupinmaine.com, to find more information on them, and, of course, by Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. Hayes, I will say, this is great to have you alongside me this evening. We've only had you on one broadcast before, and funny enough, I want to say, well, it was definitely Dirt. Was it Eldora that same evening as well?
I believe it was...
Or was it Knoxville?
I think it was Knoxville.
It probably was Knoxville. Yeah, it was. With the BRP iRacing series, we had Emerson,
right.
Or was it Trey on that one? Was Emerson on that one? I forget. It was a ways back.
I can't remember.
Regardless, it's good to have you back along with us here at PitStop TV.
Good to be here, man.
Going to be another green flag. Lap number 3 coming to 4 this time. We're back off and away. And Adam Thompson, well, I was going to say leading the field, but no, we are back under caution, it looks like. The field's slowing once more. And I'll have to be honest with you, I'm not really sure where this is going to be. It might be Clayton Elborn. He's still on the bottom side of the racetrack. Let's take a look back.
Yeah, you know, this really doesn't surprise me, to be honest, and it's got nothing to do with the drivers. I mean, it's the first sprint car race of the season, and these things are tough to drive, so obviously there's going to be some troubles early on in the race. But let's take a look at what happened here. Not really sure, to be honest.
You know what? It may have been... Was that Chandler in the back? It was. That was Danny Chandler. Let's take a look back and see his story for all of this. He may have been exiting the pit lane. I wonder if that might have done it. I'm trying to find Danny Chandler once more, and... Yeah, we had a couple of cars exiting the pit lane, and I think that's what's going to do it. I think that's going to set off the parameters for a caution flag. It absolutely is what's going to do it. But he was not the one that was kind of edging out. It's actually going to be right here. Chet Duranic was the first one out onto the dirt. Right, he's waiting. He was doing the right thing at first, but unfortunately, that's going to promote a caution flag once more.
Yeah, I think just part of his car being technically stopped on the track. The algorithm in iRacing just assumes there's a car stopped on the track, so they're going to throw a yellow for that. But not a long yellow. It appears that we're going to go back green this time by.
So pace lights already out on our iRacing pace truck. Means we get to go back green flag racing this time up out of turn number 4. Again, these wonderful partners on the left side of your screen with Cross Series League Racing, helping us bring these broadcasts to you each and every Sunday night. Out of turn number 4, we're back green flag racing. Thompson off and away with the race lead, Sorm in tow, and already a challenge for second. Schwinkler down to the bottom. Completing lap number 5, Schwinkler loose down on the bottom side. He's started to have a run going, but as this track starts to kind of pack in and dry out, it's going to be just get up to the top side and rip. It's going to be really, really hard to pass the bottom side unless you get a great run by using the top. And here comes Sorum up to Thompson.
Yeah, these drivers really haven't had that much time in this race to really, run full throttle as we had on board with Sorum here as he tries to get up to Thompson. Oh, Thompson goes into the wall. That's going to open the door for Sorum to take the lead. And Thompson is going to lose a lot of ground for this one.
Superman has found his kryptonite, and it's the outside wall here at Eldora Speedway. Caution flag back out of the speedway, and it's going to be Tim Walker from the looks of things. I don't see anybody else that was slow or stopped in this one. Adam Thompson finally making a mistake, and that is going to give us yet another caution flag. Well, that is not what gives us a caution flag. In all of this, we get another caution flag, rather, and here it is. Tim Walker slow on the bottom side of the speedway. I wonder if he underfueled the car.
That might be the case. You can see he just pulls right onto the wrong entrance, or the wrong side of pit road, but he had to get off the track quickly, so I can definitely understand that. I think you're right, though.
This is on board with him. We'll listen. No, there was... I never heard the engine sputter. This is very odd, and unfortunately, I mean, this is the stuff you really don't want to see.
Yeah, for sure. I really don't know what happened there.
And I mean, in a race with a, low caution count, it wouldn't be so bad. But when we've already got a few cautions to boot, that's a bit more unfortunate to see that, it could have been anything going on. We can't really take a dig here at Tim Walker too much. Who knows? Maybe somebody's at the door and he's got to answer it. But that's just what you have to deal with sometimes when you have sim racing. Obviously, these guys aren't actually in race cars. They are, well, in their homes. They're at their computer and taking part in this event, which is really cool to see. But that is kind of that sim aspect sometimes where the real world calls. And I think that may have been what happened there. Mike Sorum going to restart us, though. We're back off and away. This now lap number 9 of 30. Sorum in control, and it's Schwinkler and Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson with a good slide job move there into turn number 3. He's going to be able to hold off Schwinkler for now. But now he's going to see if it doesn't appear to have any damage to his car. So he's going to try to run down Sorum now and take that lead back as we come to complete lap 10 of 30.
Schwinkler down the bottom side of Thompson, side by side. Thompson has the whole shot about a turn number 4, and they'll race 3 wide behind, and a caution flag once more.
Oh, man.
And, boy, Danny Chandler. That is one way to possibly work around Eldora Speedway, but it's not the way that I recommend. We'll see exactly what's got himself turned upside down, on his side, whichever way works. Danny Chandler here on the outside line of turns 3 and 4. I think this is where it's going to happen. Now the front stretch comes up on the 87 of Andis, and yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been a little bit of net code involved, but yeah, it just looked like that contact kind of pushed him up the track, hit that wall, and the wall just kind of grabbed his car and pushed it on its side. Yeah, not necessarily the fastest way to go around this track, but I guess that's one way of doing it.
It got him through the corners. Can't say much more after that, but it got him through the corners at least to about the turn 2 exit. And it's certainly one of the more unique ways to try and get around Eldora. Can't say I've seen it before, at least not applied quite like that. But, hey, there's a first time for everything, and you won't know until you try,
Exactly.
So under caution once more, this lap 11 of 30. And we'll come to take a lap 12 next time by the stripe. Excuse me, I'm just going to grab a drink there, but actually go ahead. You had something?
I was just going to say, you got to wonder how long it's going to take for us to get, a good green flag run in here. These guys still, need time to get a good run in, try to get a good feel for the cars. They've only had, the longest run they've had is only just, a handful of laps. So for these leaders, you got to wonder if, they have it kind of dialed in right now or if they need a little bit more time. I think they're going to need a little more time under green.
I think that's kind of multi-part. We'll take the green flag here, though. Lap 12 of 30 now underway as Thompson got a great jump off the restart. Already takes the race lead. Side by side down the back straightaway. And Sorum going to work the bottom. Can he re-clear Thompson? Maybe no. Thompson going to have the lead and took him by maybe a half of a nose at the start and finish. Still side by side for the race lead. Unfortunately, when you get into one of these caution-filled races, you end up just kind of working through these. And by the time you start to think about, can we get a green flag run in? Can we possibly get a green flag run in? You're already so close like we are now to the end of the race. These guys are already starting to think about the win. They're going out there wanting to race for victory at this point. We're already almost at the back half of the race. And I also think we were banking on kind of an opportunity to go consolation racing, B-main racing, to warm ourselves up, warm these drivers up. We didn't get that option. And Al Coates, boy, he very, very out of control there in 1 and 2. Thankfully, Howard let him collect it, and a caution flag once more. No, sorry, I saw yellow lights.
No, stay green.
No, we're still going. We're still going. I could have sworn I saw yellow lights flashing. We will keep racing, and it's lap 16 coming to 17. Thompson the leader.
Yeah, I mean, dirt racing is, much different from, say, a sports car road race or, a stock car race on an asphalt oval. They're much shorter races, so you're pretty much trying to figure out how you're going to win the race basically from the drop of the first green flag. So, a 30-lap race at Eldora, that goes by very fast. You can see we're already coming to 12 laps to go. So these drivers, all of them, they're worried about trying to see if they can win the race now.
But you can see that as soon as we do get racing, boy, laps click off pretty quickly, and we start to get this thing up and out of the way. Adam Thompson's still leading. Looks like, there we go. We get the cars back down the backstretch. Lap 19 to 30. Now he's starting to experiment with a bit of a slider line as somebody, in fact, it was Adam, coined it, as I was testing out Bristol Dirt earlier this week with the Cup cars, and he coined the slider line where you enter low and use it to wash up so you can drive straight into the corner, wash up and drive straight up out of the corner, but it's not working for him. Well, a caution flag is going to save him. He was starting to lose a lot of time there to Sorum, and I'm not sure where this caution flag is going to come. I saw maybe Benavides slow, but I'm not really sure.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened here to bring out this caution with about 10 laps to go. Figure out who it was.
Thankfully, we've got some statics to use for this, and it looks like... Was that possibly Duranic that was the last car in line? He should come up on anything if anything were to happen up ahead. I didn't see anybody stopped. Was that a car sideways? That could have been it. If I could try and find that blue machine that was sideways up ahead, that would have been... It looks like the 44 of DiPiero, and he is missing his front wing, so this could be a great candidate for our caution flag.
Yeah, I think you might be right. We're gonna have to take another look here and see if we can figure out what happened to.
Oh, there it is,
oh,
Benavides!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Ooh, the 82 tried to pull a slide job, didn't quite work.
And unfortunately, that is kind of the way you have to pass in these cars here. But if you aren't absolutely perfect with it, that is what can happen. You've got to make sure you clear that guy that you're racing. You've got to make sure you clear him just about perfectly, or, well, you'll have a right rear in his face. And unfortunately, that is just kind of sprint car racing, especially at a place like Eldora where it's so top line dominant. You got to throw that slider and try and get by them. Starting to develop a bit of a slick line around the middle bottom side. We'll go that green flag racing here for lap 21. Adam Thompson back in control. Sorum racing to try and get to his inside, and he's going to cross him up. We've got a race to 3.
Sorum got a good run there out of turn 2 after Thompson had to slide back up into the outside, but Thompson's right there behind him. Looks like he's going to use that slider line that we saw earlier. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. It doesn't quite work out. He's going to try again here into turn 3, and this time might just work for him. Oh, it looks like it did.
Well, it stalled Storm out. That's what Thompson needed. And oh, Thompson couldn't quite roll the top side, so that stalled Thompson out. That's what Sorum needed. Sorum's going to try the bottom side one more time. Can't clear him. And Thompson is going to rip the lip and going to pull that race lead once more. And that just might be it for the race lead. Further back, we got some battling throughout the field. Oh, we got Elborn sideways. Saves it. We'll keep racing.
Good save by Elborn back up here at the front. You can see Sorum still right there on the bumper of Thompson. If we do go green from here to the finish, if he can stay right on his bumper, I'll tell you what, we're going to see a slide job move into turn 3. Where in fact, we're seeing him experimenting with the middle lane to see if he can gain some ground mid-corner. He's got 5 laps to try to figure it out.
But imagine being Sorum here. You don't want to wait. You want to make that move.
Yeah.
You want to finally try and go by. So patience running thin, and actually Sorum's starting to fall back a little bit, but he's still got a few more laps. 4 to go this time by.
Yeah, he's just trying to think through his options here. It's really most of what you can do in these final few laps when you're within a couple of tenths of the leader is try to think, okay, what can I do potentially on the last lap to get this win? And I tell you what, he's staying within a couple of tenths of him. Oh, man.
Clayton Elborn around.
Yeah, we saw him get sideways earlier. He saved it, but doesn't appear to have saved it this time. Let's see what happened to him.
Having a couple of problems keeping the cars on the racetrack there. At the moment, they should come back. Here we go, so we'll see what happens. He was racing with Finko, and oh my.
Man. Oh, rides the fence.
That is certainly, again, you know what? Just like Chandler earlier, one way to take the corner.
Yeah,
that's one
that's
way to
another
take
way
the
to do it.
straightaway. Not sure I recommend it, but certainly if you want to go for it there, Clayton Elborn, I'm not going to stop you, and see if we can find one more look at things. This will be from his onboard.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that's not the first time we've seen a car try to run the fence to get around the track. He stays on a little bit there, gets pushed up and rides the wall once again and spins down the track. And that will bring out another caution with just 3 laps to go.
Hey, the good news is we got a lot of laps in right there. We got some nice green flag running. It's just going to be 2 laps to go when we restart this race. It'll be lap 29 of 30. I mean, this is it. This is money time. This is the money restart for these drivers. This is where they've got to execute. And if they don't, well, suddenly they've got problems for themselves. So Adam Thompson in control of the race lead. We'll see what he can do on this latest restart. I think it looks like we'll stay a single file for this one. That's going to change things up as well. Thompson then going to have the race lead. No, not uncontested. They will double up down the backstretch. We are double file for the final time. This will change things up. Wow, they're very unorganized. Maybe they are single file. Looks like we are going to be single file here. Either way, we get things back restarted. 2 laps to go.
And a good jump for Storm there, but now here comes the 235 of Schwenkler. Oh, Storm gets into the wall. He and Schwenkler make contact. That's exactly what Thompson wanted as we take the white flag.
White flag for Thompson. They make a mess of things in behind. And I'm not so sure anybody can do anything to get up to Thompson at this point. Adam Thompson down the back stretch. Storm's there, but he's not going to go for a slider. Can he find a way to get to him by the start-finish? Drives down to the bottom side. No dice. It's Adam Thompson with the race win at Eldora Speedway.
Good run for Adam Thompson. Definitely one of the fastest all day. Storm, he got there. He got really close. Just couldn't quite make it happen in the final corner. Schwenkler going to bring it home with a podium finish. Good run for a lot of these drivers.
So how about Adam Thompson? 5 wins in a row now. I don't know if there's going to be any beating this driver of the 244 car. They've got to find it. You know what? They almost found something. Sorum and Schwenkler almost found something there on the final restarts. I think it was that last restart that hurt them, not being doubled up, not being formed, whatever it was. It came back to really hurt everybody right there, and I think that was easily the difference maker for the entire field. I think if they were much more organized, that restart would have gone completely differently, and I think we would have had a great race to the end. But certainly splitting things up just a little bit. Hayes Booth, we will step aside and we'll rejoin everybody here with Cross Series League Racing momentarily after a quick message from a couple of our partners. Adam Thompson with a big race win at Eldora. We'll be talking to him and the rest of the top 3 in just a few moments. Stay with us.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome back, race fans, to the virtual Eldora Speedway. We just saw Cross Series League Racing take to the high banks of New Weston, Ohio for the 7th race on the season. It says 0.44 miles. It's a half mile here at Eldora Speedway. It was certainly a lot of great racing with the 360 sprint cars the first of 2 weeks in these 360s, and well, atop the scoring pylon, nothing really changes, is Adam Thompson the entire way home. We'll bring him in. And of course, top of the race winner, that just is on one heck of a streak right now, Adam. 5 wins in a row. You were telling me, dirt oval not really your thing. I wouldn't know it. I would not know it.
Well, yeah, no, that was a lot of fun, man. Huge props to Mike and Rob and everybody for keeping it clean up front. But no, I mean, I'm doing great in these dirt ovals. I'm glad I'm doing great. I didn't expect to do this well. I'm really looking forward to the asphalt road part, the asphalt road portion. But no, all in all, that was so much fun. That was a blast.
Well, in that case, it looks like you're going to be hating everything while you keep winning 5 more races until we get to the asphalt road stuff. We've got, well, of course, 360s next week at USA. Things going to change entirely. I don't think you can apply anything you learned this evening to USA. What are you going to try and do down in Lakeland, Florida?
Well, all those sliders you saw that we were throwing up front, it's going to be a lot tougher to do it on USA with the... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, all right, you can learn one thing. That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah. So, I mean, those sliders that you saw, we're not going to be able to do that as much on USA. That top line is going to be where it's at USA. You're not going to have much down low there, but if I can, I'm going to be doing a lot of practice this week and trying to run that top line, but I know for a fact that Mike can run that top. As you guys saw in that stream, he can run the top better than I could. I grabbed the wall once and I thought that was over for me, but I didn't get any damage, so I just kept rolling.
So as we're watching here, slow-mo on the broadcast of you guys running around the track a little bit, I gotta say, I noticed something on the right side of your car. Who's the four-legged friend on the right side of your car there?
So shout out to Rob Schwinkler for doing that for me, but that's my pup Lewis, little corgi pup, coolest dog on the face of the planet. But make sure to start looking for the pup for the rest of the races we do. He's going to be somewhere on my car, no matter what car we run. But he's a blast, and we named him after Lewis Hamilton, the F1 driver.
All right, well, there you go. Last week in the VRP iRacing Series, on Monday. I was talking about my cat coming in and making a mess of things. Tonight, we've got your dog on the side of your car. We're just going to have to start incorporating pets, I think, into the broadcast. So our views should go up, I think, if it's just pets, right? So,
I think so. That's the plan.
Well, congratulations to you, Adam Thompson. 5 wins in a row. I mean, do we even need the rest of the races for a championship? Just call it done and dusted right now. No, for real, who do you have to thank? Who do you have to shout out?
Man, I mean, same shout-outs as last week. Rob Schwinkler with Dangerous, Tyler Coates with Nexus Fab, Gary with Lake Town Creations, and Chet with Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. All the money that they've thrown at this league to get it where it is and to get broadcasted and broadcast races like that is exactly what we wanted for this league. And a huge shout out to you guys as well. You guys are doing a great job, and thank you so much for bringing us on board.
Absolutely. So happy to be here and be covering this very different racing. Well, at least once we get to Charlotte and Phoenix with those Pro 2 lights, things are really going to change up. Looking very much forward to it. Congratulations once more this evening, Adam. Well, I guess you go win another one. Oh, man, 6 wins next week. Are we going for it?
Well, that's the plan. It's always the plan to win, right?
Right on. Well, we'll see if you can execute, get your 6th win on the season. Congratulations to you this evening. I'm sure we'll be talking to you next week.
Thanks, Andrew.
Adam Thompson winning this evening from the Eldora Speedway, and I'll hand things right on down to 2nd place with Hayes Booth.
All right, we have Mike Storm here. Mike, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, man. So, you had a really strong run tonight, and you got really close to Adam there in the final few laps. You just couldn't quite make it happen in the last corner. But, how was your car handling for you throughout the race? We saw you ripping the wall really well.
Yeah, the car was great. That high line was definitely working. I felt like I was faster, but, me and Adam just had a great battle that whole race. Early on, there was a lot of cautions and stuff, but we had a lot of green laps there toward the end. I think we were passing each other back and forth a little bit, and that was just a blast.
Yeah, man. So, we saw, the outside definitely was the preferred lane. There were a good amount of cautions, so the track probably wasn't able to get as, packed in and as grippy as it would have been if we had longer green flag runs. Did that affect the handling of your car at all?
Well, the track, I can't remember if we started fresh or not, but I had the wing forward quite a bit, and then I was hoping it would slick up so I could, in practice, I was really running that cushion, and that seemed to be the fast spot, so I was hoping it would get slick so that it would be tougher for the other guys to run that cushion, and it did work toward the end, but yeah, that last caution was unfortunate for me.
Yeah, for sure. So, next week we head to USA International Speedway. Very, very a long track, but also a very flat track. It's going to be, and we're not going to see the same, sliders that we saw in this race. So, what are your plans heading into that race?
Well, I don't think I have a set for that track, so I'm going to work on that this week and figure something out. I'm familiar with the track, so it should be another good race.
All right, man, for sure. So, finally, do you have anybody you want to thank here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Adam Thompson, all the XSLR guys that make this happen, all the sponsors. It's just a great thing we do. Also, the NoDocRacing.com group. We have a race tonight at 9 p.m. About an hour here, so tune in for that one too if you want.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for your time and good job on this 2nd place finish, man. We'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, man. That was the number 69 of Mike Storm, and we will hand it back up to Andrew.
Following the Pink Panther this evening, it is none other than Robert Schwenkler in the 235. And, buddy, we saw you really start to shake things up there towards the mid-portion of the race. And then those last couple of restarts, I think, took a great opportunity away, kind of just strung the field back out. What could you have done differently on those final couple of restarts?
Oh, man, that low line was so slick. I was just losing all the traction. There's not a lot I could do. I was just trying to hang on. I got kind of screwed there, that one caution restart. I think I got back to like P6, P7. I feel like I just got lucky to be able to get back up on the podium, to be honest.
We do get right back onto the podium. I want to say we had about the same podium 1 week ago at Limaland. So things holding relatively consistent here in the dirt oval portion. As we go into our final dirt oval race next week, though, USA is going to be vastly different from Eldora. How do you approach the 3/4 mile speedway and down in Lakeland, Florida?
I put in a lot of practice, to be honest. It's not my favorite track, and I'm not that great at running the cushion. So just gonna have to put a lot of laps in this week and get the setup rolling. So hopefully, can have a good showing.
And then we've got a whole back half of the schedule, beginning with dirt road into paved road. How do you feel about those 8 races? Do you feel like that's going to be your wheelhouse, or have we maybe even already passed your biggest advantage?
Oh no, I'm definitely looking to the road races for sure. That's my jam. That's my wheelhouse, most definitely. So the last 4 races, watch out.
Hey, sounds like Adam Thompson. It's just that I'm not going to rub anything in here, but he does have 5 straight wins now. How are you going to try and unseat him next week?
I honestly don't know if I can make that happen. He is too good at these sprint cars. I've done a lot of practice with him during the week, and I just cannot hang. So I'm gonna have to give it up to Mike to give it a shot, because I don't think I have a chance.
Yeah, he's got something figured out for sure. We'll see if you can give him any kind of trouble in 1 week's time. Robert, who do you have to thank? Who do you have to shout out this week, though, for a 3rd place finish?
Big shout out to all our sponsors, Nexus Fab, Dangerous, Chuck from Outlet Esports. He's helping us do some race direction. So big shout out to all those guys. Appreciate everything they're doing for the league.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Robert. Congratulations on a podium finish. We'll be talking to you, I'm sure, a whole lot more this season.
All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
It's Robert Schwenkler with Dangerous painted all over that orange and black 235 this evening. Boy, Hayes, that was a good one. It was a little bit caution-filled there for a minute, but we certainly got some laps in, and we got an exciting finish to a great race this evening at the Eldora Speedway. The result's going to shake out like the following. Adam Thompson, of course, takes the race win, led 18 laps or so. Mike Sorum led the rest. Robert Schwenkler, 3rd place. Jimmy Howitt, he checks in 4th. How about that for the 37 car? Tyler Coates, 5th. Gary Anna, 6th. And, well, the final car in the top half of the field, rather. There we go. Jerry DiPiero, 2nd place in the points. He's going to need a better finish than that next week if he wants to hang on to 2nd place.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see in the 8th position, the number 82 of Scott Benavides comes home in the 8th position. 9th will be the number 19 of Clayton Elborn. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 007 of Lucas Finko. And then rounding out the final 4 drivers in the field, we have 11th is the number 420 of Chet Duranik. 12th will be the number 13 of Danny Chandler, finishing 2 laps down. 13th will be the number 22, 12 laps down, James Truitt. And rounding out the 14 driver field, 21 laps down, is the number 77 of Tim Walker.
So 30 more laps of racing action in the books here with Cross Series League Racing. Of course, these broadcasts brought to you by the following partners: Nexus Fabrication, Dangerous, Laketown Creations, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, Allied Esports Racing Series, and by Tucson Sound Art, by Race Pace, by Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, and by Whiplash Media. Hayes Booth, we saw a great event here once more this evening, and it gives us a lot to look forward to at USA International Speedway in 1 week's time. What do you take away from this one? What are you looking forward to? What are your final thoughts?
Well, this race, it did start out with a good amount of cautions, early on, but once the drivers, got things figured out, we definitely saw some good racing, especially between the leaders, Adam Thompson and sorry, I just kind of had a brain fart there. We saw a good battle between the 2 leaders. They raced each other with respect. They did rub a little bit, but you know what? They didn't wreck each other, and that's all that matters. They raced each other hard. They gave it all they had, and Adam Thompson ended up walking away with the win. Another 5 in a row, like you said. And we just saw we saw good racing throughout the field. Once we got done with those cautions, we saw some really good, clean racing. A lot of kind of all over the place, if that makes sense. But definitely a well-organized race, if you ask me.
Absolutely. It was a great night of racing here under the Ohio sunset. Thanks so much to everybody for tuning in this evening. It was a pleasure to bring you Cross Series League Racing once more. This was race 7 on the season. We've got a lot more to look forward to. In fact, 9 races in total, but that does conclude our coverage tonight of Cross Series League Racing XSLR at the Eldora Speedway. PitStop TV thanks you for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. The channel stays active weekly, and you can catch a variety of racing throughout the coming days. Tomorrow evening, the BRP iRacing Series rejoins us from Fairbury American Legion Speedway in Illinois with the Big Block Mods, and Operation E Motorsport wraps up their winter 2021 season on Tuesday at Sebring International Raceway. The Bluegrass iRacing Series has their final race of Season 2 at Phoenix Raceway on Wednesday evening, also known as St. Patty's Day, before the LTAC Cup Series comes back from an off week at the Dover International Speedway. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/PitStopTV, on Twitter at PitStopTV_, on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/pitstop. Let me redo that link. www.youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1. For all of PitStop TV, Hayes Booth with me on the mic this evening, Trey Shuttlesworth on our social media coverage. My name is Andrew Cardinelli IV. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.